Hi, I'm Panny and welcome back to my wrap-up of E3 2013. For this video I'm concentrating on the Ubisoft press conference and giving you guys a quick rundown of what went down on stage, and at the end my final opinions and favourites from the show. I'm also doing wrap-up videos for the other big four presentations, Sony, Nintendo, EA and Microsoft. You can find those on my channel, or at the end of this video I'll put links up on the screen. But for now we'll jump right in and find out what Ubisoft had to show us on stage this year. Ubisoft started out the show by showing us Rocksmith 2014 in the form of an actual guitarist playing guitar on stage. I guess in this case it does sort of make sense to have an actual guitarist in the sense that maybe he'd learned from Rocksmith, but in this case I'm pretty sure it was a dude from Alice in Chains, so I think he kind of knew how to play guitar before he got his hands on Rocksmith. The Rocksmith presentation was followed up by Splinter Cell Blacklist, which now has a release date of August 20th this year, which was then followed up by Rayman Legends, featuring the roundest breasts I have ever seen in a video game, and also giving it a release date of September 3rd. You know, like this, like just perfectly, fully formed CGI circles. Splinter Cell and Rayman were followed up with The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot, a hack and slash game for PC involving two stages, attack and defense. The defense stage is where you set up a defense for your own castle where you protect your loot. The attacking stage is where you go into other players' castles and try and get past their defenses to take their loot. The game is actually in closed beta right now and looks pretty interesting despite some cringeworthy humour thrown into the trailer. You can sign up at themightyquest.com if you're interested. Ubisoft also showed off South Park: The Stick of Truth. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of gameplay or anything particularly exciting in this trailer, kind of just a funny South Park generic fart joke kind of thing. But it's nice to know it's still on the way, they still care about it, and they did give us a vague release date of this holiday season, which is a far ways off from March of this year like we'd originally hoped, but hopefully this time they'll at least stick to this release date and we should hopefully see South Park by the end of this year. Next up was yet another car game at E3 this year, this time taking the form of The Crew, an online co-op persistent world, kind of a car MMO I guess. It looks interesting enough, but as I said it was another car game appearing at E3, so when they started showing gameplay, although it looks great, I definitely zoned out during this portion of the presentation. After this came another look at the massively anticipated Watch Dogs, 1 year after its initial E3 2012 announcement. In the gameplay shown, we got to watch Aiden Pierce take down a human trafficking lab and get away from police officers after the act. It's definitely interesting to see what kind of tools he has at his disposal to get out of these situations, and it just makes me want to play the game even more. If you've seen a lot of Watch Dogs, or even if you haven't, I definitely urge that you go ahead and look at the gameplay. I'll put a link to it where the video is playing right here, it just looks amazing. And for a change of pace, this was followed by Just Dance 4 and the announcement of a Raving Rabbids TV show for Nickelodeon, which just sounds great. Assassin's Creed 4 came up next, showing off pirates for the first time in the Assassin's Creed universe. I like the look of this game, it seems like it's going in a slightly different direction from the rest of the Assassin's Creed series, but not enough to remove it from the series completely to feel too different. I'm liking the look of it, and if you're interested, go ahead and click where it's playing right here to check it out for yourself. Nearing up to the end of the show came the announcement of two new Trials games, Trials Fusion for PC and consoles, and Trials Frontier for mobiles. Following that came the final announcement of the presentation, Tom Clancy's The Division, an online open-world RPG that takes place after a global pandemic, coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And the announcement of The Division brings us to the end of the conference for this year. All in all, I think Ubisoft did a pretty good job this year. We got a great look at some titles that have already been announced, and some pretty cool announcements for new titles as well. The host, Aisha Tyler, was genuinely interested in everything shown, and that definitely helped move the show along. The only downside of the presentation, I feel, was the lack of news about Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I know a lot of people were hoping would make an appearance. My favourites from Ubisoft this year were definitely The Division, which looks amazing, although I do hope it does come to PC as well. The Mighty Quest for Epic Loot also looks really interesting and like it could be a lot of fun, and Watch Dogs just continues to look completely mind-blowing. But otherwise, that is everything that I have to say about Ubisoft at E3 2013. If you have any comments about anything that I said or your own thoughts on the conference, go ahead and leave them at the comments below. Don't forget as well, you can check out my channel to find out my recaps for the other Big Four presentations from Sony, Microsoft, EA and Nintendo. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you again soon for more gaming news and videos. Bye!